Welcome to this episode of EMSNOW Up Close. I'm joined today by Sal Sparacino, the sales manager with Zestron Americas. Zestron, for those of you who may not know, is a global leading provider of high precision cleaning products. They operate in 35 countries and have 8 worldwide technical centers. So Sal, thank you for taking some time out of your schedule to kind of give us an update here today. I think last time I saw you was Apex.
Yep, it sure was. Yep, it sure was.
Right,
so thank you for inviting me today as well.
Absolutely. Well, lots has happened since we last saw each other. So why don't we start just, I always like to kind of get an update. How is the pandemic, what's the impact of the pandemic on Zestron's operations and how does it stand today?
Interesting question, and I'm sure you probably ask everybody that since it's impacting everybody worldwide. You know, for the start of 2020, I mean, we came out of the blocks gangbusters, had a great first quarter, and of course March came and COVID hit and whatnot. And so what we're finding is now we're what 4 or 5 months, past let's just call it March, and what we're finding is for the most part, it's business as usual. Now, there are sites, a lot of sites, I should say, that don't necessarily want people to visit. So we're doing a lot of what we're doing today. We do a lot of, Zoom or WebEx meetings, GoToMeetings or whatever. But, when you think of it this way, our customer base are all the high-rel industries out there, all those high-rel verticals. So the A&D, your military, your aerospace, telecommunications, automotive. And for the most part, those sites have kept on going, right? Mm-hmm. So they're, now in some cases, they've had some COVID incidences and they've had to have some, I won't call it shutdowns, but they had some, people had to be, work from home. They had to do some things internally to, keep the operations running the way they should. But so I would say for us, we're very fortunate as a supplier within the SMT industry, because we are supplying products to, essential businesses. And so we're still looking forward to a positive 2020, even though we're dealing as best we can as a company and as a nation with this COVID outbreak.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, so Zestron is, one of the things you're famous for is you introduced the first pH neutral product to the industry, 10 years ago or so, right? And now you've introduced a new product during COVID, which I'll ask you about later, that process. But why don't you tell us about your new product, the Vigon NX-700, right?
Yeah, no, thank you for asking about that. And to your point, it's absolutely correct. In 2010, Zestron was the first company, and in fact, the only company to come out with a pH neutral aqueous-based cleaning agent for defluxing. Very widely received in the marketplace, been an extremely successful product for Zestron. Now, what we've realized over the years, things change, right? And as you can imagine, we follow the solder paste and flux companies, right? So, they're pretty much leading edge. Oh, excuse me. So, they're making formulations to meet the challenges of let's call it the designers today. I mean, as you know, board designs are changing tremendously, right? Day in and day out. They're getting so much more complex. Components are more complex. Standoff heights or Z-axis, let's call it, is ever shrinking. So there's more and more difficulties, in assembling these products, and then of course on our side to clean the products. Well, one of the things that we've realized in recent years, there's pretty much been a shift in the, let's call it the chemistry sets. And I'm not just speaking about what we do. I'm talking about your fluxes, your solder paste and whatnot, to a more, using more synthetics, let's say, as opposed to the, to the rosins of years past. Mm-hmm. And that's causing a shift in the marketplace from what we call polar to more non-polar material sets. So when that happens, we need to react to that as well. So again, to answer your question, what we realized in recent years is to really, achieve or maintain the level of cleanliness that people are trying to do, given the challenges with the complexities of the assemblies today. We needed to really advance the design or the formulation of the pH neutral product. So kind of in a nutshell, that's what led us to this, what we're calling the NX-700. It just so happens that it's 10 years since our original launch. So I don't know, that's a little, just interesting. It worked out that way. And that's why we're calling it this NX-700, but it's truly an advanced formulation, and we're calling it literally our next generation pH neutral product.
Okay. So then what benefits, additional benefits do your customers derive from the product?
Yeah, again, interesting question. And I want to couch it a couple ways. One of the things that we like to talk about at Zestron is the process window, right? And what we're talking about there is when we use that phrase, is we want to broaden their process windows. In other words, for an assembler where they have to clean their products and whatnot, they obviously want to use the lowest concentration product that they can, because that's going to impact cost, obviously. They want to be able to use a cleaning product, let's say, that can deflux a multitude of different types of solder paste and fluxes. Some people are still using the traditional, I'll call traditional, but let's say the RMA type of paste, but they're also using some of these synthetics and these new pastes today. So this product that we're talking about does have a broader process window, so it can certainly clean effectively and efficiently, let's call it the modern mix of chemistry sets that are used today. In addition to that, right, material compatibility, huge issue, right? And that's the same for anybody that's in this business. Now, of course, our traditional cleaning agents are what we call inhibited, which means it has a protection package, if you like, so it's not going to etch materials and do any kind of, let's just call it surface, impact the surface of the component or the substrate itself. So this NX-700 is certainly inhibited. It's what we call buffered. When we at Zestron speak about pH neutral products, a critical part of the formulation is to make sure it's buffered correctly. What buffering does is help the product maintain its pH level in solution. And our pH neutral products hover right in the mid 7s, 7.5, 7.8, thereabouts. So again, going back to your question, we have the broader process window, so we're effectively cleaning or improve under component cleaning. And today, one of the other things that we've come across, there's assemblies out there that have these very large heat sinks. So there's much more surface area, let's say, that could be covering up the components, and it's very easy to get the cleaning agent in there due to the surface tension. However, you need to be able to rinse it out very, very quickly and easily as well. And again, this new advanced formula has more effective rinsing, a stronger solvency, let's say, so we can clean these, this wider mix of solder paste today. So that's on the process window side. But then there's a couple other things I mentioned. It is a pH neutral cleaning agent, but more than that, it is the first, I would say, or it is the lowest VOC product out there today. And what I mean by that is the VOC content of this product is just over 100 grams per liter as a concentrate. So think about that. So if you're running a wash bath at 10%, 11%, somewhere around there, you're talking about 10 grams per liter VOC level. Think about, California, okay, SCAQMD, South Coast Air Quality Management District. Their limit is 25 grams per liter. We have a defluxing agent that, meets that without issue.
Yeah.
Now, in addition to that, if you're an ISO company, like, let's say you have an ISO 14000 initiative, I mean, this product can certainly help with that initiative, because if you're trying to meet some of your internal goals by reducing VOC as an example, this will certainly help you do that. And again, since it's pH neutral, you have the possibility of, the possibility of eliminating wastewater neutralization as well. So those are, I don't know, kind of in a nutshell.
Yeah. Well, and one of the ones I wanted to ask about too, as I noted, is that tell me more about the increased process efficiencies that this product can generate for.
Yeah, and another good question. And so this product's been in development for quite a while. It's been several years on the R&D side of things. So we had numerous iterations, let's say, over the last 2 years, and I'd say over the last 12 months or so, It's been beta, we call it beta tester, right? It's been out,
Yep.
beta testing with some of our customers. And of course, we went to some customers that are already using a product of ours and said, hey, we have this more advanced formula and so on and so forth. We'd like to just try it and, and see what happens. And what we found, Eric, is really interesting that under, with the same machine, and oh, by the way, we're going to be presenting a paper at SMTAI, and we're going to highlight this case study, in that paper as well. So what we found is someone that was using one of our cleaning agents and everything was working, as designed and as expected. And we said, listen, we want to just, try this and compare it, because now we can do like for like, right? Here's, you've been running these PCB, these assemblies for a number of years. You've been using this cleaning agent. Let's try cleaning agent B, or this more advanced cleaning agent. And what we found is they were actually able to increase their belt speed. So think about this, right? Yeah. So if you're running, for example, 1.5 feet per minute, which is kind of typical, or, an average for an inline cleaner, if I can increase that to 2, which is what happened in this case, I mean, that's a significant productivity increase. Right. And we can only do that because of the effectiveness of the cleanability of the cleaning agent itself. And what we also found, when you're increasing belt speed, just think through this for a second, you're not changing your spray bars. Again, this was the same machine, right? So same process using this cleaning agent, same process using our new cleaning agent. So we actually, you actually had a little less wash time, a little less rinse time, and given that, we were still able to meet the performance, the cleanliness performance or cleanliness assessment criteria that this customer was looking for. So when, that's one way. And we also found, by the way, I'll mention this as well, because this was in a different site. You have the potential. Look at it this way: for cleaning processes, there's 3 major sources. I'd look at it this way: there's 3 major sources of energy. You have mechanical energy, thermal energy, and chemical energy. And what I mean by that is, so the mechanical energy is the machine itself. So that's your spray bars, your nozzles, the pumps, pressures, all those types of things, right? So that's the mechanical impingement energy that we're putting against the board to kind of get that cleaning agent in and around and under those components and solubilize those components, right? Thermal energy comes from the temperature, right, of the chemical or the wash bath. So, you may, on average, people run 140 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Some people go to 160 or maybe even a little bit higher. So if you can reduce that, that's an energy savings, right? And that's, pure and simple. The third energy source is the solvency of the chemical itself. So with our NX-700, what we've done is we've improved the solvency of the product, or its ability to solvate the residues, number one. And we also found that we have the potential to reduce that wash temperature as well. Because it's really a balance between all 3, right? So, you could optimize the mechanics, but you do have some limitations there based on, the pump horsepower, the flow rate, and things like that. You can only put so many bars in it, in a given geometry within a machine, spray bars, that is. So, you can optimize that to a point. So your other 2 variables are your thermal, your temperature, or the solvency of the product itself, or the ability of that cleaning agent to, effectively, flex those, the components.
Yeah. That's fascinating. So tell me, I mean, with those benefits, and it's still new, but how's this being received by customers?
I would say very well right now. I know we talked about COVID and we're in the middle of COVID, but business rolls, right? And we were so excited with the beta testing that we've done at a number of customers. And we just said, I mean, there's no reason to wait. We were anticipating presenting this at SMTAI in person, obviously. That's not going to happen. We will be presenting virtually at the show. We are marketing this product right now, and we're seeing quite a bit of market interest in what we have to offer.
Yeah. No. So, and I have to ask, I mean, you did this during the pandemic. Were there challenges associated with rolling this out and doing what you're doing?
Well, they call me old school. I'm very much a person that likes to talk directly with people. We're doing the Zoom interview, which is nice, and You know, but so I think you probably lose a little bit by not being able to transfer that enthusiasm on a one-on-one basis with people. So I'd say, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? But we're all in this pandemic together. Life goes on. Our customers still have those challenges, you know, and if we can bring a product to market or to one of our customers and, you know, help them improve their process efficiency, you know, maybe this will delay them having to buy another machine as an example, because we can improve their efficiency, you know, 10, 20, 30% or whatever, just by introducing this new product. So, you know, we're not going to let the pandemic, you know, drive our business decisions. I mean, of course we have to consider that. But at the end of the day, we felt like we had something that is of extreme value to the market. And, you know, again, based on the beta test customer or the results from the beta test and the enthusiasm we have from those customers, we just said, you know, we need to talk about this in a big way.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I just want to end with, I mean, you guys have been doing some very interesting stuff too. And I was a fan of, and we ran on the site a little while ago, the little piece you guys did with the Zestron engineers answering the Google questions. And I saw you on there too. If
I did. Yeah, I was on there.
That. And I think in some ways that humanized a lot of the technical people at Zestron as well, right? Because you had a whole variety of people from all kinds of functions, right?
Well, you know, I have to say this. I mean, look, I mean, you know, life is tough sometimes, right? And, you know, we're in the pandemic and, you know, people are trying to do the best they can to, you know, keep their jobs and, you know, try and stay enthusiastic and optimistic about, you know, about life and, you know, protect yourself. I mean, you didn't directly ask me this, but, you know, we've stayed open through the pandemic. We've had a staff in our building. We've taken mitigating steps to, you know, protect the employees here, you know, our team members here. And we feel really good about that. But going back to your question, you know, that was our marketing team. Hats off to the marketing guys, you know, because they rolled this out and they said, you got to look at some of these questions that are coming in on Google. And of course, we didn't answer them like that, right? But, you know, internally, we made, you know, we wanted to have fun with it and say, man, if somebody wants to use, I don't know, lighter fluid to clean a circuit board, what would you tell them? I think that was my, you know, well, keep the matches away, you know? So it's really fun. And we have a fun group of people here. We enjoy it. You know, look, you spend a lot of time at work, right? And if you can't have a little fun, you know, while you're at your job, I don't know, you need to do something else, I guess, then.
Yeah. Now, listen, I think it underscored the old adage that life's important, it need not be serious, right?
I like that. That's a good one.
Right. So I thought when we saw that, and Jennifer, our editor, brought that up, she says, can we run this? I said, for it. I think it's great in this environment. So
yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Zestron and the marketing team for that one, I thought.
Well, they did. Yeah, hats off. The guys did a great job. It was actually, well, there's a woman in there too. So, but the team did a great job. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, Sal, listen, always good to catch up with you. This has been great. You know, I actually like these, you know, it's easier to get your time and your attention. We go a little longer than on a show floor. So, but maybe next time, I don't know, maybe we meet again at Apex next year.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hear it's still on, you know, we'll see how things go, but yeah, but again, thank you to you and your team for inviting me to have this chat this morning, and definitely look forward to seeing it in person at some point.
Yes,
in the future.
Absolutely. No, Sal, thank you very much, and I wish you just stay safe out there. Keep doing it.
All right, likewise.
Thank you, sir.